Welcome, everyone, to Your Stories Told in Music by Craig Addy. And my name is Jill Arena, and I will be supporting Craig today. I've gotten the opportunity to meet many of you already, which is lovely. And I'm supporting Craig so that he can focus on the music and interacting with you. And so please feel free to find my name in the participants list if you need any tech support or help, or if there's any way that I can improve your experience here. So we've just been enjoying some pre-show music by Craig, which is from one of his new Under the Piano sessions that are starting to happen again. It's so delightful to see the world opening up in so many nice ways. So you can just sit back and enjoy the show. If you'd like to interact a little bit, you're welcome to open the chat, and you can use the direct messaging feature or message everyone. We encourage you to turn your videos on so we can all interact if you're in a space where you can do that. You can change the view to speaker view, or you can change it to gallery view. That toggle is in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And on gallery view, you can see everyone. There will be times during the performance when I will be spotlighting Craig while he's playing. So he can be full on your screen, and you'll see that happen. If you have any questions, please raise your hand electronically, or you can raise your hand physically. I'll be looking for both. And again, we'll work on making sure everyone has a great experience today. So I invite you now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And it's my pleasure to present Craig Addy.
Thank you, Jill. Jill doesn't know this yet, but my ultimate goal is to train her to do everything, including playing the piano, and then I'm just going to go off on holiday.
That would be a sad experience.
I'm going to say one thing about we are recording this meeting, and I am sensitive to some people don't like videos or audio of themselves going out into the public domain. And what I do with these videos is I do often share them on my Patreon page, which is, a small following of about 20 people at this point. So not that many people see it. But there may be portions of the video that I want to put on YouTube or on social media like Facebook. And so I just want you to know that if you have any concerns about that for yourself and you don't want yourself shown publicly, I'm going to request that you reach out to me and just let me know. I've been doing it the other way. I've been reaching out to all of you, and I've realized it's a very complicated, convoluted process to get through to everybody and hear back from everybody. And so I'm gonna turn the tables and ask that you reach out to me. You can put it in the chat here, or you can email me, or phone me. We'll make sure that information. I think that information gets put out in the chat at some point, doesn't it, Jill?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the businessy, logistical stuff. Now let's start with some music. So I always like to just do a warm-up improvisation first, just to get myself grounded and for you to get grounded. And so there isn't I have no intention for this piece. I'm just going to start playing, and it's going to be what it's going to be. And then we're going to come back, and I'm going to start creating music that has input from you. And many of you know this already because you've been on these in the past. But we do have a really special surprise this time. We have a guest artist joining us this time to share some of our artwork, which will also inspire the music. So let's get started with our first piece.
This is my favorite part. As I like to say, it's the anything can happen part of the show. So.
Yeah, and just the reminder that we want to make sure everybody is muted while the music is happening.
So I think most of you know this is the way we show appreciation for Craig on a Zoom. Some jazz hands. It is the ASL version of clapping. So anytime you want. I see some good jazz hands out there today, Craig. Everybody's awake.
Yes. And you just have to bear with me between pieces. I have to go in behind and turn my mic back on. Otherwise, we get funny little things happening. So let's go right into the next section. I know that we're a little bit ahead of schedule, Jill, but I want to leave some extra room at the end for unexpected things.
Yes.
So
We are all about the experience of life right now. So, our invitation to you is to use the chat function of Zoom, and we're going to ask that you put one word in the chat that best describes your experience of life right now. And you can type it in, and then we're going to say 1, 2, 3, and everybody can hit enter at the same time. So the fun part is they all come cascading into the chat together, and then we can sift through those and see what moves and inspires Craig to play some music. So, one word, a mood, or an emotion that best captures the experience of life right now. Oh, everybody's so excited. They're already reining in. Okay, ready, set, go.
it's okay. We'll go with it. Just go ahead and put the
Oh, we're
word in.
getting some good ones too. I like it.
Maybe we should just abandon that on your
I don't
mark
know if the
set
one,
go
two,
thing.
three thing is working. We should just make it a speed trial, speed races. Whoever can type the fastest. Well, it's been beautiful and gorgeous here in Portland, Oregon. I imagine it is most other places where everyone's ringing in from. Looks like we have some very good ones in there, Craig.
We do. We do indeed.
Mix.
A good variety.
Yeah. So for those of
Um,
you who are new to the format, Craig goes through this list and then maybe pulls out one or two and might have a little chat with you. So if he selects yours, you can come off mute, or we'll send you a request to come off mute if that helps. And you and Craig can
yeah,
talk.
and it's always your choice whether you want to interact on video and the audio. If you don't want to, just say, not at this time, thank you. And we'll find someone who wants to. This is really intent. One of the magic things about doing these Zoom concerts is that it is interactive, but also some people just want to come and enjoy the music. So however you want to do it is totally up to you. Oh, there's so many good ones here. And so I'm going to pick one that's a good contrast to what I just did, I think. I do instant programming when I do these things. I'm curious about curious. Alfred, would you mind having a little conversation with me about curious?
Sure.
So, I think that, are you spotlighted right now, Jill, or is
No?
Alfred just not talked enough yet to show up?
No, here I am.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Yeah. So tell me about curious.
What do you want to know?
Ooh. I don't know. Whatever you want to tell me. What does it mean for you?
Well, I'm curious. Okay,
I know you are.
So I'm coming on to this. I wanted to say curious and excited. So there's a sense of exploration and moving into the unexpected and the unknown, especially as regards, working with a painting. And I think this may also be one of my first Zoom things with you. It's usually on Facebook. So I wonder. So maybe it's not just curious, it's wonder. I'm wondering.
Yep, your mic's not working, Craig.
It's just one of those little funny things that my mic does, but I have the solution. So I heard also excitement as part of what was there for you. And so we've got wonder, curious, and excitement, right?
Yeah.
Okay. let's do something with that. I'm just going to take a moment to put that up on the screen so that
Okay.
everybody can see.
One of the additions we've made to this is Craig is adding in the words, so you'll see a bit of a subtitle on his screen, so that everybody can follow along. And if folks are joining us mid-show, they'll come in and they can see the experience or the intention on screen. So, and Alfred, is this your first time joining one of the Zoom concerts? Yes.
It may be. I don't know. I'm spending so much time on Zoom. I feel like I've been on Zoom for
I feel like
a
we
year,
all
which
feel
is,
like we've been zooming everywhere
I
in
know.
the universe. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think usually, Jill, I'm on the Facebook, so
Got
there's
it.
less interaction.
Yes, this is I love these. I love the Facebook ones too. It's lovely to sit back and listen and occasionally make a comment. But I love these too. A little more energy, lots more interaction, and
Yeah.
it's great fun. So welcome, whether this is your first time or not. Welcome. All right, looks like we have some subtitles here. Let's see.
All right. Can you see that all right?
Can I'm gonna spotlight you now, Craig, so
Excellent.
everyone can see it. All right, there it is.
All right. Here we go. Oh, I didn't mean to turn on that advertisement in the lower left corner. Just give me a second.
It's all right. It's good for everyone to know this is going to happen again in May on the 16th.
Okay.
I have a curiosity and wonder and excitement about what you're going to come up with, Craig.
All right. There was some curiosity, wonder, and excitement, Alfred.
Thank you. It felt like you made even more space for all of those things.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's interesting. No one's ever. Well, of course, you would have an interesting comment. Alfred Depew always has interesting comments. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. And so many people. I'm so thrilled with so many of the people who are here, who I haven't had a chance to see in a while. Richard, Peter Smith, welcome. This is your first time, isn't it, Peter, on one of my Zoom concerts? Paul Sterba, I wonder who he is, Lynnie. Oh, Meryl's here. Oh, it's so great. I haven't even had a chance to look at the list of who's here. Okay. Oh, thank you all of you for coming. So let's pick another one here now. Let's see, another experience. I was interested in one in particular that popped out for me, which I think might be a good contrast. Where did it go? Anne Ferris has put pending. I'm curious to know more about pending. Can you say a little bit about that?
Okay. Well, it's all about COVID, obviously, and I'm a great list writer. I have a great passion for writing lists and visualizing. And so I've got all kinds of things that are pending, all kinds of projects that are pending. So it's the spirit that I'm in now.
Right.
Pretty
So
much
there's
it.
this sense of waiting for
It's
the
all
time that this can all happen.
Yeah, and that's okay because I don't mind being in that mode for a while. I'm pretty good at it. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a so if you were to attach some emotions to this, it's not what emotions would you attach to it?
Well, I think that as time goes on, I suppose I'm a little more anxious, but generally not. I would say that I'm probably hopeful and just, sort of looking forward, anticipating. Yeah,
Okay.
I would say it's a mix of things. It's a mix.
So a little anxious, hopeful, looking forward.
Not entirely sure whether all these grand plans are actually going to come to fruition, but we will see.
So a little uncertainty.
Yeah, uncertainty as well would do, yeah.
Okay, excellent.
And Anne, while Craig is getting set up, I have to tell you how much my mother enjoyed your book that you read to us from on one of these programs a little while ago. I gave it to her as a Christmas gift. And
oh, delightful. I'm so pleased to hear that.
yes, she's a great lover of literature and was very impressed by it, kept talking about it. So.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for saying.
Yes, yeah.
Nice to get the feedback, definitely.
Yes. She's long ago was an English major in her undergraduate education and is always encouraging us all read the classics, understand the literature of our time and the literature.
She sounds like my kind of lady. Yes, sounds like my kind of lady. Yeah, that's very flattering. Tell her thank you very much.
I will do so. All right. One of these days, we're going to figure out if I can do the.
I don't think that part I can give to you because you would have to be using the software I use for that on your computer.
Okay. I think it's a great improvement to have the intention up so folks can see it. So that's that adds to the experience for anyone. All right.
All right. Thank you for that, Anne. Anything about that you want to share?
Well, I liked it. I mean, it had a great feeling of movement and anticipation, a little splashes of uncertainty there, but I like the way that it leaned definitely towards the positive. So it was good.
Good.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. I think we got time for one more experience, so.
We do. It's such fun to see what comes up in the comments.
So many here, so many good ones here. Try to pick people who I haven't had a chance to speak with much. There's new people here, and there's, let's see. Catherine Green has put contemplation. Do you want to say a little more about contemplation, what it is for you?
It's kind of like, I guess, a space between. It's what's coming up. I just found out that somebody that I used to work with and have a project with is her significant other has COVID, is testing positive. So it's kind of like that space of, I guess there's a bit of apprehension, and it's a space of unknowing and not not reacting one way or the other, actually. So you just sort of in a kind of a space of uncertainty. And not knowing how things are going to come out.
Yes. And so and for you, that's interesting that brought up the word contemplation for you. So is that what you do in the space of that? You just kind of like,
well,
I'm curious to know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of almost like a bit of a neutral space where you're sort of starting to contemplate what happens if this sort of arrives. What do you do? Or if it doesn't happen, what do you do? Kind of looking at options, looking at ways to deal with it, and not quite sure who you're being at the moment.
Okay. So there's a lot of I hear a lot of uncertainty. I think you used that word, didn't you?
Yeah, and not taking there may be a hesitancy to it, in the sense that you don't have enough information to actually take an action or actually have an opinion, or it could go any way.
Okay. And so what's the overriding emotion you would put with all of that for you?
I guess being open to what happens and waiting.
Okay. And how does that make you feel?
A little bit cautious and nervous, and a little bit hopeful.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else?
Yeah, not committing to anything.
Yeah, kind of on hold.
Waiting. Kind of like waiting for things to sort of. And I think there's a bit of not wanting to make things worse than they are, or not wanting to make up stuff that would actually cause you to take you out of being positive, or to do something that would be harmful or something.
Right. Okay. So there's a lot in there. So I'm contemplation, cautious, nervous, hesitant to take kind of action, like kind of waiting, right?
Yeah, and pensive. Just sort of
pensive. Okay.
Pensive and thoughtful and looking deeply.
Okay. Is that what we want to do here? Looking deeply, pensive and looking deeply? Is that?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that, because it'll be a good contrast to what we've done so far too.
Okay.
Catherine, thank you for talking through all of that. I think many of us are having that exact experience over the last year and some months now. And one of the adjectives I use sometimes in talking about it is squishy. And I realized this year I'm not very good at squishy. And yeah, things are just sort of in limbo.
Well, and it was interesting because one of the things I watched yesterday was the funeral for Prince Philip.
Mm-hmm.
And it was sort of an interesting space and conversation of being in a very pensive and contemplative state
Mm-hmm.
about at many levels, and that this was an opportunity to mourn all the hundreds of thousands of people that have passed away in Britain.
Mm-hmm.
With one funeral, right? It was interesting. It was. I mean, anybody who was watching it, you got this, and it was global. I mean, people were watching all over the world, so you get this sense of people being connected in a very contemplative, pensive way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Catherine. So let's do this.
Okay. I guess the other thing I could say is reflective.
All right. So how was that for you, Catherine?
That was beautiful and moving. It sort of captured what I do when I'm in that space is go to the window and look at the water. And that it's interesting because you captured that it's contemplative and still, but still constantly moving.
Interesting. Huh. I love hearing what people take out of the music, because we each take our own things.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. Thank you, Catherine. So we're going to move into something totally new, Jill. And as you get them set up, I'm going to set up some breakouts.
Okay. Very good. So this next section is all about intentions. So the invitation here, and you'll get to do this in small groups in Zoom breakout rooms in a moment, which is what Craig is setting up right now. So the question is, what is an intention that you have for your life that you would like to have expressed in music? So an invitation to think about that for a little bit. As I said, we'll put you in breakout rooms in just a moment, and you'll have about 6 minutes. So my guess is there'll be a handful of you in each room, and you can either begin or finish up by nominating a spokesperson for your group. And then Craig, I think since everybody is so good at the chat, we'll invite them to put their intention they've agreed to present on behalf of their group in the chat right when they return from the breakout rooms, so we don't have to do any 1, 2, 3. We'll take a look at those just like we have this last section, and more than one word is fine because it'd be a little hard to get it all in one word for an intention that you have, but something to think about. So Craig, did I tap dance long enough, or do you need more padding?
I need a couple, at least a minute more. So.
Another minute more. So okay, I'm gonna stretch.
You can fill the space with whatever.
Stretch my padding.
Clarify, Jill. I have a question.
Yes, please.
So each group submits one intention for the whole group.
Correct.
Great.
Yes.
So we're coming up with one intention.
Coming up with one intention.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you might have an argument.
That might be your intention.
That's my intention. No.
Oh, excellent. Okay, everybody from Alfred's group needs to report back if it's his intention or someone else's. I love it. This is great. I appreciate the playfulness and the joy. I think we all need some of that right now, don't we? Yes. Oh, there's a lot of things heavy in the world right now. So some lightness and joy is a good thing. We have great fun.
I'm trying to remember how much time did we say we were giving? 6 minutes?
The intentions, yes, 6 minutes.
Well, let's make it 8 minutes because most of the groups are 4 people, so that gives people,
everybody has,
if they need it, a little more time.
Everyone has 2 minutes to argue their intention is the best.
And you can also use the time just to get related and have chats with new people that you've never met before.
And the thing about Zoom breakout rooms is that you always invariably wind up in the perfect room. So where you're going is the perfect room, and you'll have a fabulous conversation.
Yeah, and so you'll see a timer in your screen. It'll say 7 minutes, but you actually do have 8 minutes. The last, when the room closes, you still have a full minute before you're brought back. Okay, so here we go.
I believe everyone's back.
They are. Everybody's back. Welcome back, everybody. So what we're going to do next is we're going to have the whoever you appointed as your spokesperson put the intention your group created in the chat, and then I'll pick 1 or 2 of those, and we'll have a conversation about it and create some music.
And if you've already put it in, you'll need to put it in again. Now that you're back.
If you put it in when you're in your room, it won't show up here, I don't think. So you'll want to put it in again now in the chat. See them coming in. Nice.
Okay. There's some juicy ones in here, Craig.
Yeah, these are all great. These are all great. So I don't remember how many groups there were. Wasn't paying attention. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I can find out how many groups there were. I can just go back in here and see how many there were. 1.
If you had 4 per group, there might have been 5 or there might have been 6.
There were 6 groups. And I think I just saw the 6th one come in. Okay. I am interested in letting go. Kit. Let's put that in there for her.
Good.
Kit, do you want to say a little bit about that?
I
Kit.
will. Hi, Craig. By the way, Craig, am I allowed to share your music Facebook page with my sister-in-law? Because she's really interested. Yeah, maybe I'll share a recording and she'll come on next Thursday if she can. So
awesome.
She's kind of going through some stuff, and I just find, like, we're all going through things, and I find that you're better than any therapist or psychologist. Or, I know that sounds crazy, but anyway. Okay, so mine I titled, and there were 3 or 4 of us that talked about, I started with I ended with letting go. And that is that I think we've all been through some things this year. I know, Craig, I lost my mom 3 weeks ago. My birth father passed away from COVID less than a year ago. And just and then I'm in the travel industry, which has been decimated. And I'm having to let go of that in the way it was. And anyways, and then Anne Ferris talked about reaching out. So the next step to letting go is then reaching out to people like you or whatever you can find to heal and find peace within yourself to, continue and carry on. And now, and Sunita, she had to leave. She had another appointment, but her intention was renewal, meaning, so now you've reached out and now you're going to renew yourself. You're going to sort of like a rebirth, like the spring flowers are coming out,
oh, that's great.
So we tried to sort of blend everybody's intention.
Well,
and
no,
make
I'm glad you outlined it, because it's kind of like a story. So that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
So just give me a moment. I'm going to put that up on the screen and then check in with you that I got it right.
Okay, perfect.
Kit, thanks for sharing everything. And for everyone, Craig's looking to grow his audience. And one of our intentions, we're starting a little group on the side. I'm calling it Craig's Groupies until we come up with a better name. But there are several of us who are interested in just supporting him to continue growing his audience. So yes, please make invitations to others. And,
I will.
The music. And
spread the word.
You're absolutely spot on. A lot cheaper than a therapist. So it's
well, and I mean, to be able to, I come home it's 3 hours later, but I'm up late. And then I see him in my feed and I go, oh, I'm going to drop in on Craig. And then he has this magical impact of, and I know everybody who's on it, his muse on Thursday night, of just calming and soothing. And it's better than any of those meditation apps that you can get, on your phone. Plus it's live and he's interacting. Like, what more can you ask for? It's brilliant. It really is.
It is such a gift. I keep looking for the words.
Yeah, it truly is. So he's making a big difference in many people's lives.
Yes.
A positive difference. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing, Kit. That is music to my ears, because that's why I do this.
Yeah.
And you never know whether you're actually achieving it or not. So it's really
Well, in
Wonderful to hear that.
Anne's way, reaching out, you are reaching out to us and we're reaching out to you. So it's a mutual win-win for everybody, I think.
Right.
That's what it's about. Yeah.
And just so people know, Kit and I go way back. We were in high school together. We graduated together.
That's like 40 plus years, Craig.
Oh, I don't want to do the math.
I know. We did a camping trip. Remember 21 days?
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, that was so much fun. The southwestern states.
Yeah. I remember it well.
I know.
Okay. So
all right.
have I got what we discussed okay on there on my screen there?
Yeah. Yes. Looks good. Yep. Perfect.
Right. Oh, all right.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you.
Thank you, Kit. So let's see here. The time is flying, isn't it, Jill?
It is flying. I'm wondering if we shouldn't continue on with our list.
Yes, would have been nice to get to 2 intentions, but I think we might run out of time because we got a special thing coming up here that will be different for some people, unless they saw my most recent advertisement for this.
Yes, and I want
to
pause in the middle, if I may, Craig.
You may.
Understanding some of the folks with us may not be able to stay all the way through until the end of the show. Of course, we love when you do. As we've mentioned in the past, Craig does operate in the gift economy. So there's no charge to register for these concerts. And our invitation to each of you is, if you'd like to make a gift of gratitude to Craig, you may do so if you've received value from today's show. And I'm going to post the ways in which you can do that in the chat, as well as some information about how you can connect with Craig and also how you can register for future concerts. So, and as we said a moment ago, please feel free, share these widely with friends and family, anyone who you know that's a music lover, or maybe they need to be a music lover and they haven't quite figured that out yet. So there is all of the information in the chat. We'll post that again at the end and talk a little more about it, but I always want to get that in the middle in case folks can't stay all the way to the end. So
yeah, and I will send a follow-up email with that information as well to everybody who was here. Mm-hmm. That's great. So we have a special guest artist today. Lynnie Sterba is with us here today. And Lynnie, are you able to come off mute?
I am.
Yay. So Lynnie is a wonderful painter. She does a lot of abstract painting. You can see some of them behind her there right now. And Lynnie, where are you? You're in California?
I'm in Redondo Beach, California, so Southern California.
Yeah, so Lynnie and I have never met in person yet, but we both participate in a program called the Wisdom Course. And there's a whole bunch of courses around that area. And what they did last year in the Wisdom Course area is they invited artists who had done the course to come together and collaborate and start creating videos together. And so I did one of those last year. And this year I'm doing another one. And Lynnie is one of the people in this group who I'm working with. She's the painter. I'm the musician. We've got an opera singer with us, Meryl. I don't know if she's still here. You're still here, Meryl? Yeah. Yes. And then we have a dancer, Kristen, who I don't think is here with us today. So we've been meeting on Zoom, every week now, and starting to kind of go, okay, what are we going to create? And so we've started playing around, and I've started doing some music to Lynnie's paintings. And so I invited Lynnie to come here and share some of her paintings. And she's going to share about the painting, and we'll have a little conversation, and then I'm going to create some music to the painting. While you look at the painting, I'll create some music. So, Lynnie, is there anything you want to say before we bring up the first painting?
It's just a thrill to be here. And when I saw the music that you created for the painting that you shared with the group Crescendo, you shared that in your email. Oh my gosh, to see my paintings come alive in a brand new way with music is such a gift to me, and it's such a gift to everyone. So I'm excited to see what you create today.
Yes, so am I, because I never know.
I know.
So let's bring up the first painting.
All right.
And you can tell us about it.
Sure.
Does everybody see that?
This painting is called Eternal. And to me, it has that spiritual quality to it. I feel like I could just go inside of it. I'm very drawn to it. I was influenced by Van Gogh and Matisse in terms of the brushstrokes. And it almost feels, I could say so many contradictory things about it because in some ways it's very serene to me, and in other ways it has a lot of energy and a vibration to it. So I don't want to say too many things because everyone who sees a painting has their own different impression, much like music. So I think that's all I'll say for now.
Okay. So I'll say a little bit about what I see.
Sure.
I definitely do immediately have this sense of looking up at the cosmos, kind of in a really grand scale. I mean, almost like those spots of orangey yellows and stuff are almost like solar systems, or some cosmic happening. So that's what I see. So I'm going to go kind of from that space.
Okay.
When I do this one.
Wow, Craig. Ah, you know, the painting is a very large painting. I think it's 4 foot by 6 foot, and your music just captured that bigness and that vastness. Oh my God.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that was just, and my heart is like beating so fast as, it's just it's such an incredible feeling to have your work be brought into, to have not only music, but this incredible music connected with my paintings. Again, it's just such a gift.
Thank you. Well, we're going to do 3 paintings. We have time, so we're going to bring up. We've chosen 3 quite contrasting paintings. So let's bring up the next one now.
Okay.
And Lynnie, while that's coming up, you're getting all kinds of messages in the chat. I just want to make sure you're catching those.
Oh, unfortunately, I'm not seeing them at all, but I will.
We'll make sure you get them.
Okay, thank you. This painting is called Synergy, and I have very mixed feelings with this, because this was actually one of my first abstract paintings when I went into abstract after years of landscape painting and some initial abstract that was more of figurative abstract. And this was the first painting that I was just bold and resistant at the same time, because part of me, I was in a class and my teacher said, I want you to get this great big canvas. I want you to put it on the floor. I want you to think of Pollock and use house paint. And I'm like, I'm not using house paint. I'm going to use my acrylic paint. I will put it on the floor, but if I don't like it, I could paint over it. So that was kind of my resistant attitude going into it. And then as I just let go and started to paint and started to create, I could not stop. And I was so excited. I was so taken up with the painting. And this was the beginning of my world of abstract, of my complete life changing, of the way I paint completely changing. So I could almost see like bursts of color, bursts of movement. It's like once I let go of that resistance, it felt to me like I just like soar. And black and red are very strong colors. And then you could see little bits of yellows and pinks, and, there's reds, but, there's never just one red. So there's all kinds of movement and textures. So.
Yeah, something that people here don't know, because I've looked at the paintings on your website, and we should make a point of putting that in.
It's
the
in
comments,
the chat.
and I haven't given that to you, have I, Jill?
Oh, I've found it. It's already.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Yes.
So if you look through her paintings, you'll see black is not a common feature in her paintings. So it's one of the reasons why I was interested in this one. So it's almost like it's kind of like the black is I'm making this up, Lynnie, you can tell me, but it's like the black is that resistance that you broke out of.
Yeah.
Because after that, you didn't use it much, did you?
No, I have some paintings that have black in them. And then often when I want a really dark color, I'll use Prussian blue, or I'll use a quinacridone purple, which can be very, very dark and almost look like black, but you get a little bit of reflection of the purple or blue. So you're right. It's not that I don't have black. I'm just not always drawn to it.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do with this, what I'm seeing is this breaking through the resistance.
Perfect.
And freeing yourself. Does that work for you?
That absolutely works for me.
Okay. Excellent.
Wow. I don't know what else to say. Oh my gosh. You're having me see things in my paintings that I've never seen before. I'm living with them in a different way, and the experience is so heightened. It's amazing. I'd love to hear what other people are experiencing as well.
Yeah, well, let's do that now. Let's if anyone wants to share about what's happened so far, we would be wonderful to hear from one or two people. Is there anyone want to say anything about this? We didn't talk about using the electronic hands or anything.
Can I say something?
Who? Sure. Who's
Word.
talking?
I want to say one word about that painting. Turmoil. That's what it brings to me. I don't know if that's a very good thing to say or not.
Well, no, that's the thing about, that's one of the things I love about abstract painting is you get to say what you see. Mm-hmm. It's not telling you what to see. I mean, the artist might have an intention, but it doesn't matter what their intention is. People are going to see what they see. Would you agree, Lynnie?
Absolutely. And there was an element of turmoil absolutely in that painting. You know, I think there's almost this start of resistance and turmoil and the unknown and not knowing where to go. And then like the word bursting kept coming into my head because I just felt like there was this burst and then like, I don't know, renewal or just something shifted.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Bob, you wanted to say something.
I liked David's comment, from torment to victory. I don't think you're seeing the chat, Lynnie, from torment to victory. It was always like a battle scene.
Yes. It was one of the most. I don't often improvise the repeated chords like that, so it was good for my technique too. I'm not used to doing that. Thank you. Okay, we've got one more painting to do, unless there's anyone else who is burning to say anything. And actually, there's going to be some sharing around this next one because we're not going to say too much about this one, and we're going to let one or two people say what they see, and then we're going to create from that.
Altogether different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can at least give the background on this one, Lynnie. I mean, because I know that this one was literally painted very recently.
Yes, this was painted last week, and I was actually doing a video of myself painting it, which is an experience in itself, because part of painting is actually getting into my own space and just letting go. But where I've been at lately is wanting to be in the light, let's say. I don't want to say too much about it, except there was just such a sense to me of light and life.
It's very beautiful.
Thank you.
Here it is.
Yeah, so who wants to Jill? So when I'm sharing this, I can't see anyone. So Jill, I'll rely on you to invite people to share if they want to share what they see in this.
Catherine's hand up. Catherine?
Oh, was my hand up?
Well, maybe you were reaching for your computer. It looked
I might have been reaching for my computer, but it's very different. What a departure from what you've been doing. It's really, I just love the energy. Your paintings are exquisite. I just love the space that you create. It's occurring as wild and fresh.
Wild and fresh. Oh, I like that.
Certainly capturing the energy of spring, things bursting out. Yeah, that's really cool. Beautiful.
Very good. Thank you.
Definitely carries that message.
There's lots of them. Claude.
Who else? I want to hear a handful of responses to this painting
Bob's
before I
chat
play.
message is very Monet. I like that.
Oh, I can't see the chat either. So actually, I think I can arrange to see the chat. Just give me a second
There you
here.
go.
That would be the sensible thing to do.
Lynnie, we
Right
will
now,
copy out all the comments.
Right now, I'm looking at a full screen image of the painting, and that's all I see.
But it's interesting what Catherine said, because it's actually called Burst of Spring.
Yes, I
There you
noticed
go.
that.
Aptly named.
And, you know, I would call it, this isn't, I don't think, an official word, but I would call it an abscape. It's like an abstract landscape.
Mm-hmm.
It has that feeling of it.
Yeah.
Did you see what Bob said there, Lynnie?
No, I'm not seeing.
Very Monet.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I was looking, you know, every once in a while, well, not every once in a while, I love my art books, and I was looking at some of Monet's later work when he could not see as well, which to me, I feel is Monet's best work, because it was semi-abstract in my opinion. And the colors and the movement and the energy that he captured.
Yeah. So I just thought you would like that, because you shared that you were being influenced by Monet these days, and someone said that. So that's great. Anything else for anyone?
Catherine's appreciating the use of the white space, and Kit has her hand up. Kit, what would you like to
share?
All right. One word: vibrant.
Vibrant. Yeah. Yeah, I
Maybe
think we got the world of
that.
it. It's pretty
Did we?
clear.
Okay.
No, you said that. You said that.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That's perfect.
It's that's what comes to my mind.
All right. Any last words before we do this last improvisation?
My sense in looking at it and experiencing everything is that springtime this year is just extra. It's a renewal in a lot of ways after the year that we've had. So, Lynnie, I love it. It's really beautiful.
I'm so happy. And one thing I will point out is those areas that might look black are actually a dark purple.
Yeah.
So part of it might look black, but that's, again, I wanted to keep color on color on color.
Interesting comment from Bruce. Reminds me of Vincent at Arles. I think that's referencing Vincent van Gogh, isn't it?
Yes. Oh my gosh. You know, when I'm putting down the brush strokes, I'm really, those brush strokes are really important to me, especially in that pink and quinacridone magenta and red area, the way I laid down my brush strokes. So thank you.
Great. Okay, let's do this one. I think we're all in agreement that there's that vibrant, bursting, spring-like quality to it, wild and fresh, like Catherine has said. Emily Carr in France. Oh my goodness, look at all these references to artists. Do you know who Emily Carr is, Lynnie?
No, I don't.
Emily Carr is British Columbia's famous painter from the past.
Oh, okay.
So,
thank you.
Yeah. Just make sure everybody's muted.
Felt so happy hearing that. It was like I was jumping around.
That was the wildest applause you've gotten yet, Craig.
All right. Well, look at the time, Jill. It's time to wrap up. So first of all, Lynnie, thank you so much for agreeing to come and share your artwork. So everybody here, I know there's other artists here. I'm interested in conversations to always have artists featured on these. I'm like, Alfred, I know there's people here, and there's probably people I don't know about here as well. So if you're interested in the future of sharing something and having music made to it,
Oh, your microphone just went off, Craig.
I know. I still haven't gotten to the bottom of that funny little thing. So.
Well, thank you, Craig. It was an honor. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We did have a video of Lynnie actually working on that painting, but unfortunately there wasn't time to play it. So maybe next time, Lynnie.
I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is on YouTube for those of you that really, really want to see it right now. It's called A Painter's Journey.
Well, actually, it's unlisted, so
it's
we
unlisted.
Don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be released probably mid-May, or I'll be posting it on my website toward the end of May. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, so we're going to do a little poll now. It's for those who were last time, it's the same poll, but I'm still curious to see if people have different answers to a couple of the questions. So are you ready to put that up, Jill?
I am. I think it's up now. So
it's totally anonymous. So you know, if you're a strange person who loves black more than anything, I won't know it's you. I like black.
And while everyone's filling that out, I'll share Lynnie, my daughter, is an acrylic artist, and it's so fun to hear you talk about a transition from landscapes to abstract. It's
yeah.
I'll have to share that with her. She's all of 16 years old, and even though I'm her mother, I think I can say a very talented landscape artist. So.
Indeed.
Ah, wonderful. Well, she's got plenty of time to grow and try different things.
Yes.
It's interesting because with my landscapes, I painted primarily in oils.
Oh, okay.
But I found the acrylics really work well with the speed and the fluency of abstract painting.
Yes. Yeah.
And you could still get incredible color.
Yes. I'll have to share this with her. She would love to see your artwork as well. So I'll make sure she gets your website too.
I see the results coming in. 12 of 19 now. 14 of 19. I guess you and I aren't included in the poll, Jill. That's why there's 19 instead
That's
of
quite
21.
all right. You know, I'll give you my opinion anytime you want. We have a lot of violin lovers and cello lovers. The strings are strong today.
Yes, the strings often are. Do you know why?
Why is that?
There is a reason for that. Because of all the instruments, it's the closest to the human voice.
Okay.
So I think there's a, for many of us, there's a just kind of a unspoken, unconscious attraction to that.
Got it.
That's my theory.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
We have
and then of the strings, often it's the cello that is the favorite, and that's what's happening today.
Very resonant, yes.
Yeah.
We have a lot of lovers of the cool colors today.
Yeah.
And Canada is still the winner, so I'm now determined to have more U.S. listeners on. So.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Very
I think
good.
that's probably.
I think that's a good amount of time, and we've gotten.
I think everybody's answered. 16, 19.
Perfect.
Of course, there's some people who may not be doing it, which is fine. Right. So I'm going to end it, and then We're going to share it so people can see the results if they want to. And you can just scroll down to see the other questions. We're looking for the day when there's people from Europe and Asia and Africa and South America and Australia and the Antarctic on here.
We'll get all the continents going.
I'm not surprised that blue is the favorite color. It's a landslide for blue. And I guess I'm not too surprised about the oboe, but I'm a little surprised about the oboe. Is my mic still working?
Yes.
Okay, I heard a funny little noise.
Oboe and the flute are coming in right behind the violin, so.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing that now.
Perfect.
And we can just wrap up.
We are getting ready to post some information in the chat again as well. Want to make sure everybody has all of the right information, both to connect with Craig and also about upcoming performances. So the next one of these is going to be Sunday, May 16th, and that will happen at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So we're hoping many of you can join us. We're doing these midday in hopes that we can get some folks from Europe to join in, because the timing would work well for them in the evening, and we've had some guests from Europe in the past. So Craig's right, we're taking it global. So please feel free, share widely amongst friends and family, regardless of where they are. So we'd love to have them. I have again posted information in the chat with all of the various links as to how you can connect with Craig. And up until I started to talk with Craig about this construct, I was unaware that there is an online version of being a patron of the arts, and Craig has a Patreon page, which is what they call it. And I know we have several of Craig's Patreons on the Zoom today with us, so I thank you for that. And I encourage all of you, if you had an experience of value and enjoyment from today and would like to make a gift of gratitude to Craig, there are many different ways to do that. Becoming a Patreon does put you on the inside track to get advance notice of all kinds of things, all things Craig Addy.
Yes, and I even post things that don't go public, like I post the replay of these concerts.
Yes.
Things it's like that, which you
very
can go
exciting,
back and listen to if you want to.
It's a very exclusive and wonderful club to belong to, so you can join me there if you like, if you feel so moved. So Craig, my thanks to you as always. It is an extreme pleasure to be with you, to share the time with you, and to hear your music. So thank you.
Well, and my thanks to you, Jill. It makes it so easy for me just to focus on the music, having you here. So it makes all the difference in the world. So I think that's it. If anyone wants to come off mute and say anything, you're welcome to do that. We'll hang out for a few minutes if you want to ask any questions or chat about anything. Otherwise, you are free to go.
Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you, Alfred.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you,
Craig. Thank you, Jill.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Craig. Jill.
Thanks, Kit.
Lynnie.
Bye.
See you soon.
Hello, Paul.
Hi. Thanks a lot, Craig.
Thank you, Jill.
Hi, Ruth. Hi, Jerry. Thanks for coming.
Yes.
Yes, we'll leave now.
Lynnie, thank you so much again for sharing your art.
Oh, thank you. It was very nice to meet you, and this was just such an honor, and I'm so thrilled to have my dad here. That was really.
Oh, that's your dad. I wasn't sure.
My dad, and
it's so,
yeah, it's so special that he was listening here today.
Hi, Bruce. And I'm sorry, I meant to mention your group again, and I forgot, because a whole bunch of, even more of you were here tonight. It was great today.
It was a wonderful concert today. Some of the viewers are on so perfectly today. Best I've seen you in ages.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you.
Must be all the sunshine. We're all in a good space.